What's up, everybody? This is the Refined Trader back with another trade breakdown. So this is the trade we ended up taking here today on the live streams. And for the people that don't know, I go live every day at 9:30. So if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do so. And go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. And let's go ahead and start. So again, this is the trade of execution. This is the entry, this is the exit. And now it's time to go ahead and show you guys why I took that trade. And by the way, I just opened a new Instagram account. You'll find the link in the description. Go ahead and give it a follow. And yeah, let's go to trade breakdown. So starting with the daily, what do we got? Thursday was a C3, Friday was a C4, and now what do we got? Price engaged with that relevant swing. So if price wants to reverse off of that level, what would Monday do? It would literally just open high and then expand lower. If this was the manipulation, why? Because we got the reversal on Friday, Monday should just expand. But what do we got? Dropping down on the 4 hour, again, this shows the whole daily candle. But if we go to the 4 hour, what do we got? So the first 4 hour candle of Monday traded above that previous weekly high / previous daily high, traded up there. And what we had a CISD right there. Again, this is a minor CISD, but it still counts. But if we're really going to try it, what do we got? First, we have a PSP, we have a C2 closure. This is 6 a.m. So again, this is the 6 a.m. 4 hour candle. And what else? Look at RB. We formed a higher high, but on CL, we formed a lower low. So what do we have now? We got that two-stage cracking correlation that we always look for, SMT and the PSP. So now we got that two-stage confirming that this might be the low of day to then trade back either to rebalance that current range or to form a new daily high. So that was the narrative. But again, I was a bit cautious about this order block, even though it's not the cleanest, but I was a bit cautious about it. And the pretty thing is, we kind of traded from this new invalidation level, which is the gap. So what do we have? We swept a level, SMT. The gap is still holding. C2 closure, PSP. So everything supports higher prices. But if you go to the hourly, this is where it gets a bit messy. There's nothing really clear here. We don't have any clear signs of reversals. We only have this PSP. But again, there's no stage here. HO kind of formed that gap, traded away from the gap. So it was not really the cleanest at that point. So I decided to wait. There was nothing clear for me to take. So I waited for the next hourly swing, for the next hourly candle, which is the 10 a.m. candle. And this is what we got. So by the open at 10 a.m. So we got this is 10 a.m. So what do we have? We got the PSP. This one was an SMT fail, but again, it's still traded below the lows. This one also traded below the lows. But what do we got? This SMT again. This is not the best looking SMT, but still there was there. But again, I would not really be willing to trade CL to the upside since we are sitting on that range. So what should I do? What I did is take out the range high to range low. This is the current dealing range of that daily candle. And what do we got? This is a high, and we got another high right here. So again, is this a protected high? No. Why? In my opinion, yeah, I traded away from a gap, but there's no sort of manipulation or some sort of cracks and correlation here. We do have one here, but again, it's just consecutive candles, so I wouldn't really view it as a protected swing. And what else confirmed that is the fact that HO, let me just go full screen here. HO traded above that high, that same high. So as you see, this is the 1 a.m., and never kind of reversed. So HO just traded from there, just traded into that level, and same for RB. It did already, it failed to reverse, and now just traded above that level. And now we're going to another level, which is that one. So what does that tell me? HO showing that probably it will fail to manipulate and fail to reverse from that level. RB already failed to manipulate. So what can I anticipate? We got a C2 closure. Now the first 10 a.m. candle, the first 10 a.m. hourly candle, the first candle within that 4 hour range, printed as C3. So what can we anticipate next? The C4. So now what do we got? 4 hour, C2, two-stage cracking correlation, and we have a C3 formation, and now we're anticipating a C4. So everything is saying we want to take longs. So that's what I did. I was anticipating that if price will not reverse off of that level, probably will catch up to that level, which HO and RB already traded into. So dropping down to the 30-minute, what do we got? We got a PSP here, and what's better is the fact that there was an SMT fail. I guess there was on M15. Let me check. Yep, this was my entry. Was this my entry? Let me check. I literally forgot where I got in. I literally forgot. No, I guess 30-minute. So what do we got? So waiting for the hourly closure, we just traded into the level. This is the 30-minute candle. So what do we had? This is a PSP. Also confirmed by RB because RB formed a bearish candle. This one formed a bullish candle. And same for HO. So now, what do I want to see? When we kind of trade into a new relevant swing, I either want to see two things. First, higher time frame swing formation. So ideally, I want to see some sort of new swing formation here to kind of anticipate that this is a failure to manipulate, or lower time frame manipulation. These are the two things I look for. So either I want to see a lower time frame manipulation, then the continuation, or a higher time frame swing formation, and then trade away from it. That's really what I was looking for. But what do we have? We got a gap here. So I was looking for some sort of SMT fill. If CL manages to form some sort of SMT fill, we got the gap. None of the other assets have the gap. This one is bearish. So I was like, maybe RB is going to expand lower from that two stage, because the first stage is the PSP, the second stage will be the SMT, so the SMT will confirm the PSP. So I was anticipating that we might get something like that, and that's what ended up happening. But we ended up getting CL trading lower and the other assets trading higher. So that's what we'll see right there. We got an expansion directly lower. So now what do we have? RB, which is the weaker asset, now all of a sudden is trading higher. It's not breaking the low. The next candle, price just expanded higher, and it gave me that CSD, and this is literally what I took. So this is also a form of strength switch. Why? Because because RB that was weaker and formed a bearish candle, now all of a sudden is forming higher highs, while CL that was bullish formed a 30-minute bullish candle, traded below the low. So that's another strength switch. So you can confirm strength switch with two-stage SMTs or PSP and SMT. But again, it has to be whatever asset that was weaker put in a higher high, or whatever asset that was stronger put in a lower high. Again, so we got that CSD, and I directly went and hit the market execution right there. The RR, so something I'm gonna mention here, I always go for 1 or 2, but due to the fact that the prop firm only allowed me to go with 2 contracts, and the risk wasn't as much as I was willing to risk, so I just hit market execution, because if I just waited for the resets or look for 2R, it wouldn't really change much, because I was supposed to go with 5 contracts or 4 contracts on here, so I ended up just going with 2. So by the minute, we got the CISD, I just hit market execution, and just above the high, what do we got? We got a gap. So I wanted to just kind of squeeze a little bit RR from here. So I went here, but if I was going with my 4 contracts or 5 contracts, this is how I would do it. Literally, this is what I would do. I would probably set the limit here, or try to go with stops at the bodies and then try to go for the retest here to get my 2R. So this is how I would go about it. But again, due to the special case I had, I just hadn't hit market execution directly, because it wouldn't really, it was like an extra 50 or 100 bucks, which wouldn't make a lot of difference. But if I was going with my normal risk, it would be like around $300. So that would make a lot of difference. So yeah. And yeah, so I had a market execution right there. I put my stop here, TP right there, and then I'm going to show you guys something. So let me just go to 1 minute and show you guys something. So again, what do we know? RB now is starting to get stronger compared to CL, right? This one is putting a lower low. This one is putting a higher high. So logically speaking, which one is going to get to the high first? Or the high? Again, we have this SMT here. Remember that we have that SMT. But again, which one is supposed to get to the overall high first? RB, because RB is stronger. So what ended up happening? We ended up pushing higher, price expanded higher, and wait, just in here, what do we had? CL traded into the level. So by the time I was out of the trade, but just before I was able to manage my trade, I was out already because I had my limit there, and price just literally just expanded into my TP. But what I could have done, and what I said in the chat, is that we could have held a little bit while RB catches up to the high. And what ended up happening? There was another 1 minute expansion candle before that level got taken out. So you could have squeezed a little bit out of it. Like by the time RB breaks the high, then you could have closed, and it was somewhere around that region. So it could have been an extra half an hour for me there. But again, it's still a really good session. I'm happy with the trade. I'm happy with how this one played out. We had a winner on Friday, a winner on Tuesday, a winner on Friday. So we only took 2 trades last week. We took 2 wins, 1 break even, and today was a good win. So yeah, happy with how these live streams are going. And again, if you guys find this helpful, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow.